with respect to gender diversity, right? If you can throw some light with respect to, you have a lot of apprentices today, almost 500 to 600 apprentices. What is a ratio of the gender diversity? How many female apprentices you have? How many male? What's the gender diversity ratio in your organization with respect to apprentices?
I just wanted to add first to the productivity piece before I take the gender diversity question, if you don't mind. So I think the degree apprentice program that you were talking about is also related to industry specific training that would be included, right? So I think productivity from that. So today when we hire apprentices, they don't know retail, and if your degree program is going to provide them with some basic understanding of retail, customer service, selling, all of that. So when they join us, there is already some base that is available. And I think that is where it becomes more productive for us as an organization. So that's how I would look at connecting productivity to the degree program. Yeah, so just wanted to highlight that. Coming back to the diversity piece. So I will talk about Landmark here in this particular case first before I move to Metro, because Metro's model is slightly different. So in Landmark, we I think had about 20-25% of the apprentices as women, and the rest were men. In Metro, our model itself is such that our stores do not have more than, the biggest store would have probably up to 12 employees, including our store manager. So it's very difficult for us to hire too many women there, because you have shifts and then you have weekly offs, and plus, it's a very labor intensive job. We have a Malia, a stock room, basically, where there are people who are all the time working with stock, and then you have just 2 or 3 people on the floor. So we don't have too many female employees in our stores, while we do have them in our corporate office, but not so much in our stores. So if you were to ask me what is the gender ratio, I don't think I'll be able to do justice to that question, because we hire mostly men in our stores. Yeah.
In our case, it's 60-40, 60% female, 40% male.
And how do you rate with respect to productivity of female apprentices?
So it's almost similar. See, I would not go gender bias in terms of productivity, because I personally very strongly feel that an individual productivity is self-driven, is driven by your background, your motivational level, your attitude, and your skill set. So yes, the gender ratio is 60-40, and productivity, we ensure that even all our apprentices, after a couple of months of training, are being put into a scanner where we ensure that they are productive for us. And even the team works on them. There are specific supervisors dedicated per 10 apprentice who train them and who ensure wherever they lack, we train them, pull them up, and they're doing a good job. As far as you mentioned about degree apprenticeship, and I just want to add on to it. See, attrition rate and everything is there. If we just keep that aside, in terms of an individual benefit, if I see developing a manpower for the entire not just for the organization, or developing a manpower for, say, anybody to take or hire, it will definitely be a very good program. Why? Because it's just like looking at a recipe and cooking it at the same time. So there is a difference. We just read the recipe and we think we can cook it. But here we are looking at the recipe and cooking it simultaneously. So when the employees are when the apprentices are already on the job, and at the same time they are studying for their degree or the course which they have been enrolled in, especially with the benefit that they get from team release, because I'm sure the benefit that they will get will be much more than what they would do regularly, apart from out of team lease. So that benefit is additional. And if team lease can offer the same benefit to them, even when they're out of apprentice program of any of the organization, that will add on a lot to your database. And plus you will get a skilled labor to further deploy them or employ them somewhere else.